Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Flo Jackson. I had the pleasure of being Frankie's administrator for the last 4.5 years. And, pardon me, I'm a little bit nervous. But as I told the faculty when we had a brief homegoing service for Frankie last Friday, as I told the faculty, Frankie came into my life for a reason and or a season. Our season together was only about 4.5 years. The reason, she taught me a lot. Patience, indulgence, and just a lot of honesty. She was irascible. She could be as cranky as you could find. So on more than one occasion, we had to close the door, and we had to, as I say, come to Jesus meet. And after a few tears and a few words and so forth, and a lot of tissue, we'd hug, and I'd stay in my office, and she'd go on back to her classroom. But as it's been said here earlier, Frankie did have a very, very soft heart. She really enjoyed and loved what she did. She loved her students. I just came to realize recently that the last few years, she was very ill. She was very ill. And that contributed to some of the things that she was going through. And so for that reason, you know, I understood. I understood, and she knew I understood. So, you know, like I said, after we had a few discussions and so forth, she would say, okay, I'll do it. And, but anyway, I will miss her. If you don't mind, I'd like for all of the banding students and banding faculty to please stand, just to show you. This shows you how we felt about Frankie. We loved her just the way she was. Thank you very much. My blessings to the family.
Thank you.
And all the friends.
You know, the weekend was rough. But yeah, I guess it was the right time for me to express my thoughts about Frankie. I met her when I started teaching in 97, 98. And Frankie graced me with her faith. She had consistent faith in me. I had a lot of things to struggle through personally and, you know, being a new teacher. And I always admired Frankie's frankness and her straightforwardness. And I know that everything she said was to help. I don't think she ever said anything just to cause disruption or just to take up time. This poem is titled, MGee Was No Mere Mortal. MGee would bow to no one but the one she truly served. Though some were blessed to know her, others never learned. She lived a life suited to her, a clear and well-trod way. Her children, though belligerent, would earn her respect that they craved. Though many tried to assail her, tried hard to break her steadfast soul, though sometimes human frailty caused her to lose control, MGee was no mere mortal, no coward in the fight. She stood firm against all the darkness and drove it back with light. Now we behold the sunset together with sad hearts. MGee vanquished all her regrets. She truly loved and lived her part. She amplified the love she knew was hers from God, from life, of you. A mentor, everlasting, a sister to every student in her purview. And we were all her students, true. Some of us learned, and some failed to. Thank you, Frankie.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
My name is Dorothy. I knew this was going to happen. What can I say about Frankie that all of you don't know about Frankie? So I'm going to make this a little short because I think if I go any longer, I'm not going to make it. I've heard a lot about what everybody has said about Frankie. And nothing was ever wrong. Frankie was a hard person to deal with at times. But most of all, she was a loving person. Frankie's life was an open book to St. Philomena. And anybody that knows Frankie knows her family, her friends, her godchildren, and anywhere else that Frankie has been. Even the summer workshop she goes to, I hear about. Frankie was a really good friend of mine. Frankie will give anything to anybody. That was the kind of person she was. She talked a lot about her students at Batty and how she tried to get them to graduate, to get good grades. That was the kind of person Frankie was. Over here at St. Philomena, she did the same thing. And she always talked to the kids in confirmation about going away to college, not only about what confirmation is all about, but also education. That was Frankie's, I think, in life was her goal in life was to get everybody educated. Right now she's looking at me and she's probably saying, she has nothing written down. You know, Frankie was a planner. He would always call us both, I need to plan, we need to plan. We can't go on with the session without planning the session. So right now she's probably looking and saying, she knows this for days and nothing is there about it. But like I said, about Frankie, everybody knows about Frankie. We had our good days and we have our bad days. And most of the time when we go to services or funeral, this is what she would always say to me. There's two sides in everybody. Why does everybody always bring out only the good side of the person? And I would always tell Frankie, because there's a moment and a time for everything. And like Terrence will say, her favorite word, whatever. And that was Frankie. Frankie cares about everybody. Even though at times she doesn't seem to, she really does. And everything I want from Frankie, if she has, she will give. We argue, she made me cry, I made her cry. That was our relationship. And yet she was a very good friend. I'm gonna miss going over to take care of her animals whenever she goes places. She'll call me to take care of the animals between Terrence and I, the cats got added to the birds, but it was always the birds and the cat. So I can honestly say right now, Frankie, I know you talked to me about the birds and the cats if anything ever happened to you. But right now, I cannot take the birds and the cats. So I'm hoping that somebody here would like to adopt Frankie's cats and birds. The family and I will appreciate that. Right?
Yes.
Right.
Thank